Let's build your YouTube ads remarketing campaigns, timestamps below, along with some other helpful videos to building other types of YouTube ads campaigns and of course growing your channel. So we'll kick things off with jumping into our Google Ads account and connecting our YouTube channel to our Google Ads account. So once you're inside of Google Ads, you can click on Tools and Settings at the top and then click on Linked Accounts. And once you do, you're going to click on Manage YouTube. So you can see here that we have a couple of YouTube channels for this particular ads account. And there's no limit to how many channels you can have on one ads account. And there's no limit to how many times you can connect your channel to other ad accounts. So when you set up this connection, it's not like you're locked in. It is important to remember that your audience lists are not going to move between Google Ads accounts, which will make more sense in a moment. So all you have to do is click the plus button and you'll go through a couple of steps to verify that you actually own the channel or have management access. So once your channels are connected, we need to create some audience lists in order to create a remarketing campaign. To do that, we'll click on Tools and Settings and come over to Audience Manager. We'll go ahead and click on the blue plus button and click on YouTube Users. And of course, you can create other types of segments as well. Now, for the name, I recommend having an abbreviation for your channel in case you have multiple channels connected to this ads account in the future. And then go ahead and say viewers and the number of days or duration of membership for this particular segment or audience. Now, when we click on segment members, we're going to say viewed any video from a channel. You'll see here we have some other options as well, although I don't recommend using those for your first round of remarketing campaigns. You can go ahead and set them up, but as a general rule of thumb, the smaller an audience inside of Google Ads, the more it's going to cost. And so I tend to just use all viewers, and that tends to give us the best results. So we'll go ahead and click on all viewers here. You can select the channel that you want this for. And then pre-fill options, this is saying anyone who's matched these kind of requirements over the past 30 days. And so if you want a complete blank slate, like just moving forward, go ahead and start with an empty segment. I'll go ahead and leave it at 30 days. And then we can set our membership duration. I'll set it to 90. So maximum is 540. So again, I recommend having all time, which is 540 days, then doing a 90 days, a 60 days, 30 days, 15 days, and if you want to be OCD, go ahead and do 7 as well. I'll go ahead and say 90 days, and then I would go ahead and click on create, and I'd go through this process for each one of those time frames. So the next time I'd come in, I would do 60 days, and then we do 30, and then we would do 15, and then we would do 540. 540. There you go. That's what happens when you try and look at the camera and type at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and click on cancel because I've already created all of these. And once you've gone through that, you'll be able to see all of your audiences here. So I'll remove all the filters and you can see that you can have a lot. We have a 10 out of 138. So if I go 500, we'll just scroll through all of them. And the ones that you're actively using will automatically show up at the top. And then all of your audience lists will show up at the bottom. And this can get really long. And so this is why I recommend having that abbreviation. So if I come up here, you can see I use Aspire for this particular channel. And then if we scroll up, I have one for our company channel as well. So it's easy for me to know this is for our company channel and this is for my personal channel. So now that we have these, we're ready to actually create the campaign. So I'll come back over to all of our campaigns here. So to create our new campaign, we'll go ahead and click on the blue plus button here. We'll click New Campaign, create one without guidance because we want as much control as possible, and Google is just cramping down on the amount of control we have over these campaigns. So it's going to automatically pull in what you've set for conversions across your entire account. And so you don't really have to worry about this. I wouldn't actually mess with it at all. Just go ahead and leave it alone, because whether you are driving traffic off of YouTube or you just want to re-engage some subscribers, the way you want to set up your bidding is going to be the same. So we're going to leave it at custom video campaign, and we'll go ahead and click on continue. Now, as this loads, here's a quick little slide showing all of the settings I recommend. I'll be going through them relatively quickly here, so you can always come back to this timestamp to see what I recommend for your remarketing campaign settings. For the campaign name, I'll go ahead and just call this RM Demo and F50, so I know that I should pause this later. And then for our bidding, you'll go ahead and leave it at cost per view. There's some other things that you can do, like target CPM and maximize conversions, but we'll leave those alone for a separate type of campaign. So for our budget, we'll go ahead and just run it for a couple of weeks here. And then we'll set the budget to $250 a day, which should be plenty to actually gather some data. Now, if you have millions of views per month, then you're probably going to want to increase the budget here. But for most of us, it's going to be plenty to actually get some good data. Now for networks, we want to make sure that we're only showing on YouTube. So I'll uncheck video partners and just show up in YouTube search results and as suggested and on the homepage. Now for our location, I recommend having anywhere from 1 to maximum of 5 countries that you want to target. Google's just pulling in the countries that I normally target with our remarketing campaigns. And so 5 countries or less, and you are good to go there. Then for languages, I tend to leave it alone, especially because we're doing remarketing. So we're targeting people who already presumably speak the same language that our videos are in. Now for inventory type, we'll go ahead and click on expanded because we want to maximize our reach without worrying about what our viewers are watching. This is just for big brands who are scared. And then we'll go ahead and come down here and uncheck content not yet labeled, and embedded and live streaming videos, of course, we do not want to show up on. And for the related videos feature, I still recommend you going ahead and leaving this alone for now. And then for additional settings, all we want to do is come down here and select specific devices and uncheck TV screen. So even if you're doing discovery ads, which is what I recommend doing for remarketing, go ahead and uncheck TV screens and just show up computer, mobile, and tablets. Frequency capping, ad schedule, third-party measurement, go ahead and leave that alone. And we will skip ad group creation because we'll do that in the next step. So I'll go ahead and click on skip here. We'll create our campaign. And again, here's the slide that shows all of the campaign settings that we used. So once we have created our campaign, we can go ahead and click on continue here. And now we're ready to use one of the audience lists that we've already set up. So I'll create one ad group here just so you can see the process, and then you'll duplicate that for all of your other ad groups. We'll click on create ad group. So for our ad group name, just go ahead and name it after the remarketing audience that you're going after. So in this particular instance, it's Aspire viewers over the past 90 days. So demographics we'll leave alone, content we'll leave alone. You can come in here and click on audience segments. And then we want to say how they've interacted with our business in the past. When we click that, we can click on YouTube users, and you'll have the long list of all of your remarketing audiences. And so I'll come down here to Aspire viewer over the past 90 days. So anyone who has watched a video from this channel over the past 90 days, and we do not want to reach additional people. We only want to target people who actually watch, not a similar audience. It's a totally separate campaign. So we'll come down here to bidding, and we will put it at 5 cents or 5 cents per view. And if you're going to be doing in-stream ads, you could put it at 10 cents. So actually, let's just go ahead and put it at 10 cents to be safe, since we're targeting the US. And then we'll go ahead and skip ad creation. Now, when we click skip, it's going to, and we click save ad group, it's going to ask us if we're going to do an in-stream ad or a discovery ad. So this is where your call to action comes in. Now, for your video ad, you can have multiple calls to action. You can ask people to join your email list, you can have a product or an offer, or you could be driving traffic just to your channel page to subscribe to you. So if you're one of the first two, then I'd recommend going the in-stream ad route. If you're driving traffic to a sales page or a page where you are trying to collect contact information, use in-stream ads. If you are just trying to get people to stay engaged with your content, or you're trying to get people to actually subscribe to your content, then go ahead and use discovery. In this particular instance, I'll go ahead and use discovery ads, or as they're calling them now, in-feed ads. They just keep changing the names, but if you've heard discovery, it's the same thing. And now we have an ad group that is targeting in-feed or discovery. So these aren't going to pop up in front of other YouTube videos. They will show up across YouTube though, and it's a much more natural experience where someone still has to click in order to view your ad. That's what I recommend having for your ads here. So we'll go ahead and click into our ad group here, and then we can click the plus button to create our first ad. And all you have to do is either search YouTube or drop in your URL. So I'll just search my own name, YouTube ads, and let's say I want to promote this video to people who've previously seen a video on our channel over the last 90 days. So I'll just drop in a headline and a quick little description here, and then we can go ahead and click on Save Ad. And that's all there is to it, to creating a remarketing campaign for YouTube ads. So make sure you check out the links in the description to set up other types of campaigns, like discovery ads, or now they're called in-feed ads, and in-stream ads. And if you want to learn more about how to actually create a video to drive action off of YouTube to make sales and actually get people to join your email list, make sure you check out that link in the description to our YouTube ads formula. It's the exact same blueprint that we use to create high converting ads for ourselves and our clients. So hit that like button, subscribe for more videos just like this one, and until the next, keep building the business you love.